Going live. You're live. Hello everyone, I'm Santiago, and today we're going to be testing Doom the Dark Ages on the Steam Deck. So, this game is not verified, as you can probably notice. It's unknown. Valve is still learning about this game. But basically it's the same engine as Indiana Jones, and Indiana Jones got verified, got verified a few days ago. Wrong button. So yeah, Indiana Jones got verified, same engine, they managed to actually fix the visual bugs. But here we go with Doom the Dark Ages. And Doom the Dark Ages is more fast-paced, requires more CPU apparently. So yeah, without doing anything, let's hit play. Let's see what happens. But the Indiana Jones game, I was able to play it on Steam Deck at the beginning, just had some visual bugs. But they apparently added a texture quality setting to support the Steam Deck. So it uses less memory. Took them long enough. Your OLED is arriving tomorrow. Thanks, man. Thanks for saying it's a godsend. I appreciate that. We're having some popcorn. Here we go. Yeah, wish me luck. At the end of the day, it's the same engine as Indiana Jones, so technically it should work. Mafia 2 Definitive Edition laggy while driving, sometimes, but it's pretty stable in general. Okay, here we go. Let's see what's here by default. So by default we have 486p, although here it says 720. Quality upscaling. Oh, okay. It saved my settings from my PC. That's stupid. See, these are the things that shouldn't be uploaded to the cloud with your save file. I played on PC and it copied my exact settings. No wonder it had a weird resolution and DLSS enabled. What the hell? Yeah. That's dumb. See, those are the things that shouldn't be going to the cloud. Only for cinematics. And let's put it on low right away. Doom the Dark Ages will make the Steam Deck scream from pain, definitely. Also, one neat thing, you can also turn off reflections completely. Funnily enough. Okay. So with everything on the lowest excepting that motion blur, will stay like that. Let's keep let's disable dynamic res at the beginning. Let's see how it fares on its own without any help. Imagine how many FPS we get on Switch. That's pretty funny. Okay. 800p, low settings, and let's put that there. Low. No upscaling. Okay. We're going to try more stuff, but don't worry. Let's get right into it at the beginning of the game. I appreciate that Beloit. This will be a decent port on the Switch too. I mean, yeah, why not? Okay, 23 FPS on native. I was expecting worse, honestly.
The Slayer has been activated.
Let's try dynamic resolution, actually. Let's put dynamic 60s. You can dynamic resolution 15 FPS, okay. Let's see what happens if I put it at 60. Yep, it's barely hitting 30s. Okay. Dynamic resolution targeting 30. The fact that it allows me to put 15 in the resolution target, the frame rate target. Okay, dynamic resolution, targeting 30s. And you can see here that it's at 50% resolution right now. Does this keep the resolution scale? No, it doesn't. So the resolution scale is basically across the board at 50%. If I look down, it increases the resolution. And I'm saying this because I'm going to remove this overlay and put the one from the Steam Deck. Yeah, basically not 310p, 50, well, I'm not sure if this is 50% per axis or the entire resolution. If it's 50% per axis, would be 400p. If it's the other way around, yeah, it's like 300p or something like that. So let's remove this. So we can use the usual Steam Deck overlay. Oh, hold on. Okay, for some reason it's using this one, that I changed it. Okay, Mango Peel is bugged out, that's okay. Alright. Okay, so dynamic resolution 30. Which again, assume this is always at 50% resolution at this point. Dynamic res 30 FPS. If you had ray tracing off, it will run smoother. Yeah, the thing is, ray tracing off doesn't exist in this game. So that if actually doesn't exist, so we cannot even do it, unfortunately. I mean, it would be cool, don't get me wrong, but oof. Maybe in the final release they'll get an option for it. You're wishing too much. Okay, the dynamic resolution I think is not enough. I think we should force like 1152 by 720 maybe. Or with FSR put a static resolution. This is pretty funny. Yeah, there is 580p as well. Let's put it at 600p with the dynamic resolution. 600p. Low dynamic res 30 FPS. So now we're on a dynamic resolution within a low resolution. Yeah, I think that's not happening. I forgot, I can also turn off the reflections. Let me disable reflections completely. It looks horrible, but hey, what can you do? No reflections. Yeah, no, that's not happening. It was horrible, yeah. I think Indiana Jones survives just due to the fact that it's a slower paced game. There's not as many enemies and action on screen. Although I'm going to try FSR instead of this. But with dynamic resolution, it's not enough. Dynamic resolution won't fix the problem, definitely. Let me see with a static resolution. Okay, it doesn't change much. Okay, so I'm doing FSR Performance. FSR Performance. Okay. That seems to be holding up better. Although this is 300p. FSR Performance. So basically internally it's 300p. This is verified, guys. This is verified. That's it. That's all I needed to see. Verified. Boom. Slaps green green check mark. I mean, I can see what's going on, but it's a very, very low resolution. Yeah, the frame times... Yeah, no thanks. On PC they were fantastic, but here we're clearly very limited. I mean, it's a Steam Deck, what were you expecting? Maybe if I lock it to 30 using the Steam in-game FPS, sorry, the SteamOS FPS Lock. Ooh. I think the Steam Deck's FPS lock breaks the game. It happens sometimes. What happens if I disable the frame rate limit? Yeah. Okay, the FPS lock from SteamOS breaks the performance. Gotcha. That's weird, but sometimes it can happen. But it's a very heavy sacrifice. Visually speaking, obviously. Let me bring back those reflections, at least I have screen space. No in-game FPS lock? I think there is one. Let me get a little bit more ahead.
Infant, you have a lock on the player's location. Confirmed.
Weapons free. Also, do you guys listen to the audio like a little bit choppy? The audio of the game? You would play it like this? Yeah, I mean, I understand if this was your only way to play the game, sure. I wouldn't say no. I play the games in worse conditions. I mean, I wasn't expecting the game to run at 60 or something. I wasn't expecting the game to run at 30 to begin with. I just had some hope because Indiana Jones works, but it's a pretty low resolution as well. I'll try FrameGen because I always get asked about it. But I guess I hate myself. FrameGen on. And also I'm allow tearing and what am I missing? Oh, the GPU clock 1500. Let's see. Okay, no. Not happening. Something tells me that it's not working properly. If you have an issue with blinking lights, I'm so sorry. Jesus Christ. Hang on. Yeah, no, not happening. Jesus Christ. This happens from tearing. Oh, is the screen tearing? I don't think it's the screen tearing. I don't know. That sounds like BS to me. Not surprised though. I was expecting this. Yeah, no. They can keep frame gen. As I always say, but I said, if your base frame rate is not like 40 something, there's no reason to use frame gen. It still runs like garbage though, which was expected. 30-watt TDP using power tools. Yeah, but most people don't use power tools. Most people don't. I mean, it's a nice experiment, don't get me wrong. My issue would be if Valve sees this and says, okay, it's verified, yeah, go for it. I mean, you can technically get there, but yeah, I need to sacrifice the reflections as well, which to be expected. But I'm already at 600p. At half 600p. 300p, 30 FPS. Well, at least it matches the number, right? Let me see if there's an in-game FPS cap. I'm pretty sure there is, because there was in previous games. Hold up. And this goes back. Refresh rate, performance metrics, upscaler, HDR, gamma. I'm not seeing an FPS cap. Let's lower the FOV now that we're here. Not seeing it. Maybe if I use B-Sync, it caps to half the rate. Maybe. Triple buffering. Should be dual buffered, but still. Adaptive. Oh well. Weird, there's no way to cap the frame rate from the game itself. That's an odd omission. Because the previous games did have it. The thing is, if I use the one from SteamOS, the game breaks. But the only way I'm seeing to get anywhere close to 30s is doing that. Well, let's try that again, just in case. Okay, I lock it to 30, what happens? Yeah, when I lock it to 30, it hard locks to 20. Yeah, I don't get it. No, B-Sync doesn't fix it because my refresh rate is 60. You know what? Let's try something. Let me show you, now that you can see what's on the big screen, what 300p looks like, which honestly, I mean, you can understand what's going on at least. It's like if Doom guy needed glasses and he was like, okay, I see black dot middle screen, that means enemy, me slay. That's basically that version. But this is blown up on a capture card, so technically it's not fair. We should be looking at it on the Steam Deck screen. So what I'm going to do is close the game, first of all. It's doing its thing. Yeah, that's another option, using the Mango Hood FPS cap thing. That's a good idea, actually. I'm going to use it. Give me 1 sec. I think it froze. Okay, I think we're good. So I unplug it, doinks, and I swap to the webcam. Hopefully this looks good. Fingers crossed. Okay, I thought it was going to look worse. I just need to spin the camera a little bit. So this is to have an idea on how it will look at hand. Yeah, maybe the TAA upscaler would be better. Maybe. That's not a bad idea. Oh, the sound. Hold up. Hold up a minute. I don't have power tools, so not going to happen, sorry. Maybe next time. Let's see. At the same time, where the hell is the audio? Oh, okay, it's correct. I don't know how the Switch 2 is going to run this. Probably very heavy dynamic resolution, but remember that the Switch 2 is more powerful than the Steam Deck. So I wouldn't be surprised. It also has DLSS features. So. I'm doing fine, top 10. What about you? So guys, the Switch 2 is more powerful than the Steam Deck, and it better be. Yeah, I mean, Cyberpunk runs on a Steam Deck, Switch 2 is more powerful than Steam Deck, so Cyberpunk, it's no surprise that it runs on Switch 2. But I understand the hype. What's the price? With that price, it better be. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, okay, this is a different map. But let's see if it holds up in this map. I mean, yeah, this part ran better on my PC actually, so... Yeah, this part runs fine. It actually doesn't look so bad on the smart screen. I'm actually pretty surprised on how it looks like. Define run? I meant crawl. Sorry, wrong word. Okay. 600p. FOV 90 degrees. FSR performance. Everything on low. Let's keep this back on low. Low, low, low. So again, technically like 300p. But again, it's a new game with ray tracing on a Steam Deck. So... Yeah, I mean, looking at it on the smaller screen, it actually looks pretty good. Despite being 300p. I mean, this doesn't look so bad. It's pixelated, definitely. Let me adjust the camera though. It looks weird. That's what you get for using a webcam, I guess. There you go. It was too dark. Okay, I think that shows it a little bit better. It looks better in person, trust me on that one. Okay. I don't even know how to play on a controller. I never played this on a controller. This is doing well now. Let's try the 30 FPS cap and see if it dies. Yeah, it still dies with the frame rate limit. I don't get that. Something is off. Here we go. Yeah, it runs right about what we were before. I mean, it's not unplayable, definitely. Not the best way to play the game, by a long shot. But it works. You just need to do very heavy visual sacrifices. Yeah, I'll do Mango Herd, don't worry. Give me a moment, I need to pick my stuff up. Oh, and the in-game TAA, that's what I wanted to try. So we're at 50% resolution with FSR. Let's try to match that with the TAA option. Okay, 50%, the minimum it goes. So TAA. Okay, with 50% resolution with TAA, it runs worse, actually. Yep. Okay. Let me try that again. Yeah, it's not that much better, but it's ahead with FSR. SteamDeck is RDNA 2, which supports ray tracing. Yep, exactly. And the game uses a lot of memory as well, so that's no surprise. Let's try that Mango Hood command. Could you remind me what it was? The Mango Hood command for the 30 FPS lock? I forgot completely. Also, the audio breaks a bit. But I'm pretty sure Valve is going to verify this at some point because... I mean, it can reach 30s with heavy resolution sacrifice, but they want to sell more Steam Decks, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure we're going to get a patch or two that can put to use less memory like Indiana Jones, and Valve will be like, yeah, that's verified, definitely. Maybe they allow you to go with the FOB to a lower number, and you'll be good. But it doesn't look bad. It's pixelated, but that's about it. I mean, if you have other options to play the game, I'll personally stream it from another PC, stream it from an Xbox, because on those it's 6 FPS. Well, visual fidelity will be better. There we go. Thanks, Black Fog. Give me a sec. We're going to try that 30 FPS gap. My Steam Deck is crying. I don't blame him. I don't know why it takes forever to exit the game. That's pretty funny. Okay, properties here. Let me type it with a keyword. Mango Hood equals 1. Mango Hood config equals FPS limit, FPS underscore limit equals, oh man, equals 30. No underscore, dude. Display command. Okay, wish me luck. Hopefully I typed it correctly. On Proton 10? Sure. Right after I try the 30 FPS cap, I will. I'm using the OLED. Yeah, look at behind the stick. Okay. Hopefully this means in-game we get that sorted out. This is frame gen off, by the way. 30 FPS cap. Mango Hood. Yeah, it's the OLED. But it's not a big difference in performance from the OLED to the LCD. Faster memory, which helps, but it doesn't fix the issue. No worries. That's okay. Okay, the Mango Hood FPS cap does work. Way better. At least when it comes to how it feels on the hand. The frame time is spiky, but it responds better than unlocked frame rates. And I'm dead. That's fine. Which is the best handheld to play this on? Probably the handheld that I have there. Yeah, anything faster than the Steam Deck should be good enough. I mean, yeah, for the price of the Steam Deck, you wouldn't get this numbers, this performance on a PC. Yeah, I get it. I mean, if you want, I would say it's playable, definitely. I think they could make it. I mean, I know that 300p is a low resolution, obviously. I'm not saying, oh yeah, it's fantastic. But it's not bad. On the smaller screen, I think it holds up pretty well. It's just, well, there are sacrifices to be made. Oh, there we go. Pulverizer. Was the rating so far? Yes, it's okay so far. If you don't mind 300p. The thing is, I'm using FSR 1 and I can control the sharpness further, so I can over sharpen the image. If you look at the skull behind me, the skull is on a pretty good, this one. Still looks pretty damn good. So yeah. I mean, considering it's a portable machine, playing a ray traced only game. Let me see if I can increase the font size. Valve loves font size. Pretty sure, yeah, font scale. You can max it out so it looks like your grandma's phone. Okay, the HUD can also be increased in size. That's pretty cool. Yeah, Valve will verify the hell out of this. Okay, FSR performance and everything on low. So FSR performance at 600p. So 50% 600, 300p. Anything looks better than Wulong on Steam Deck? Yikes. It works pretty well so far. After doing that change and the Mango HUD command, we're pretty good. And by pretty good, I don't mean the best way to play the game. I can't see anything. Hold up. Oh, dude, with a controller. I feel completely lost in this. Hold up. I've been playing for more than 2 hours with mouse and keyboard, and now I can barely control the game. Yeah, I mean, I understand the sentiment to not wanting to buy a super expensive PC to play Doom. I think the best way, if you want to play it, well, the cheapest way on PC would be the Steam Deck, definitely. But then when it comes to, I don't know, consoles, a Series S, it'll look soft, but instead of buying a PC, you can do that. Ah, this is where I was. Let's get ahead then. Oh, okay, I got the wrong save. Moron. It's approved. Once it gets verified, optimized the Steam, it will be awesome, trust me. I mean, I'm not saying it won't be verified. I think if they put these settings by default, it's probably going to be verified.
Impact confirmed. Displayer has been activated.
What kind of bothers me is that some of the UI, well, I enlarged the UI, so there's an option for bigger UI. That makes it work well on a smaller screen. The FOV, I think we should be able to lower it a little bit further. Just a little bit, maybe 5 to 10 degrees. But with these settings, it seems to be doing its job just fine. Yeah, I already did regular GPUs. Oh, the pulverizer. This is what I was looking for. Oh, thank you. Does anyone know how Doom Eternal ran on most rigs when it came out? It ran pretty good. But again, we're talking about a game that also came out on PS4 and Xbox One. This is the first Doom that is not on last-gen consoles. So technically, right now we're starting to get into the PS5 Series X generation. So yeah, we're late to the party. Eternal run on ultra like 100 FPS on your 1070. Yep. I mean, it makes sense. They were always super well optimized. And again, considering it's ray tracing, it runs better than it has any right to be. But it would have been nice to have an option. I know it would have costed way more money and they wanted to put ray tracing there. But still. Yeah, I think if they do the Indiana Jones treatment, we can probably get this to run just fine. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be verified at some point. Yeah, Doom and Doom Eternal on Steam Deck. Fantastic experiences. But again, those are PS4 and 360 games at their cores. I reached 45? No, not even close. I wish, but at that point we're actually CPU limited. I mean, we're already GPU limited, but if we wanted to go higher than 30, we're also CPU limited there.
Confirmed.
Weapons free. Does the Oblivion mod work on Steam Deck? It does work. I mean, usually you can install mods, just requires a few more steps sometimes. Oh wait, did I keep reflections on low or I disabled them? That's a great question. I didn't. Okay. So with the reflections off, I think we can get away with it. A little bit. Looks like Doom Eternal on Nintendo Switch. Doom Eternal on Nintendo Switch I think is a much lower resolution actually. I don't even know what resolution it is, but it was something crazy low in portable mode. I mean, yeah, it works. I would say it's playable, but playable doesn't mean verified, obviously. But I'm pretty sure Valve would say it's verified and put those custom settings there. We'll see. If they release a couple patches, again, like Indiana Jones, that they put a texture option that uses less memory for the Steam Deck, that is called like Steam Deck, then we can probably get away with it. But it's not the best way to play the game, it's a compromised way to play it. And that's okay. Just know what you're getting yourself into. They just need to add an FPS cap inside the game, I'd say. It would have been nice, yeah, if we could install Game Pass like on Windows, on Steam Deck. It would be a huge win for us. But Microsoft probably doesn't want that. Let's try another map. Let's try the mech part. Valve is smarter than that, right? Right? Well, smart depending on what you mean by smart. Because if we're talking about marketing, they are being geniuses about it. Because most people doesn't notice. Do you think there will be a mod removing the RTO requirement? No, I don't think so. If there is, it's probably not going to work properly. I tried it for Indiana Jones. You can emulate RT on Linux, but that's about it. Dead. Yeah, but this part ran better on PC, and so it's no surprise. This is one of those games where the beginning of the game is a good representation, because there's a good amount of enemies. Do you think the LSS mod can save this game? I mean, it's still lower in the resolution. So, save, it would be similar to this, maybe different image quality, but I think this is okay enough for a portable machine. The thing is, it's nowhere close to the resolution of Doom Eternal and Doom 2016, obviously. And don't even think about using FrameGen, please. For the love of God. Oblivion gets 10 FPS more on what? On Steam Deck or on PC in general? Oh yeah. I wish I could get to chapter 6 today, that would be nice, to show off the worst case scenario. But I'm pretty sure that if they do the same thing they did with Indiana Jones, find a way to use less memory, probably worse texture quality is the solution. I'm pretty sure they're going to put it verified. This is a pretty low resolution, you can notice on the smart screen, but again I think it's acceptable considering it's a ray tracing only game on a Steam Deck. Then again, it's not the most powerful handheld, not even close. So yeah, I wouldn't say, again, it's just a way to play this game in a portable fashion. Anything other than the Steam Deck screen looks chunky and pixelated. Let me show you what I'm talking about. It's easier to show you this way. We plug it in, we plug the monitor, I turn off the camera. And I should have an image. There we go. So this is how it looks like if you put it on a big screen. Big, I mean anything above 15 inches is big. And well, this is what it looks like. Again, 300p. So if you don't mind sacrificing the resolution significantly, it's okay. I mean, it looks pretty good considering it's 300p. 300p should look worse than this, in my opinion.
He's trying to save the city.
So yeah, now you can see all the pixelation and the smudginess of the image. I think smudginess is a good way to put it. It's a freaking low resolution, no surprise. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be verified at some point. Yeah, it looks like a switchboard. Yep. Definitely. People back then loved those switchboards, so that's more of a reason for Valve to say, yeah, it's verified. Yeah, dude, you wouldn't believe how good the Steam Deck is. We have to verify it. It's perfect. People will love it. It doesn't run on RX 580, but you can play it on the go, man. You can also play Alan Wake 2. Just put on that frame gen and you'll be good. But what I'm saying is, it's okay. It's playable. You can understand what's going on in the game. It's not unplayable. But at the same time, you need to know what you're getting into. Don't play this on Steam Deck thinking, oh, it's going to be the best experience. No, you need to sacrifice visual fidelity and pixel count. But again, that's to be expected. It's a portable device. Yeah, the ROG Ally Extreme will be fine. You can probably do a lot better than this. Especially with the better CPU performance too, not only the GPU. Blade being on UE4 can run pretty damn good on deck. Yep, and they actually published a tweet on Stellar Blade. And they showed the game on Steam Deck. I mean, just somebody playing with a Steam Deck. Like they did with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. That they showed somebody holding a Steam Deck with the game at a very in a very small frame, so nobody could see it. But if Stellar Blade works well on Steam Deck, I wouldn't be surprised because again, it's a UE4 game. Yeah, sure. What's the question? That type of game needs to be 60, you reckon? Oh, you mean Stellar Blade? I think you can get away with 30 FPS on that one. Same goes for Doom Eternal and Doom 2016 or even this one. If we're talking about a portable device, there are sacrifices to be made. Of course, obviously, 60s feels a lot better, but 60s is, on a portable machine, is a commodity, in my opinion. Especially on games of that caliber. If you like your games at 60 plus FPS, then probably you shouldn't be playing portably, because you're going to lose a lot of fidelity. That's the thing, you need to temper your expectations when playing on portable devices. But that's okay. I understand that sometimes you want the best of the best. Yeah, 45 FPS at 90 Hz I think is very good. In this case, it's a miracle it can even hit 30s to begin with. you have a Steam Deck and you can't get past the loading screen. Oh, you mean for this game? A lot of people are having issues getting the game to run, even on higher end computers. So I have... Oh wait, you need to be on the preview SteamOS version. The preview SteamOS made it run. That's something I forgot to mention. Ooh, close. Yeah, and you also need to think about battery life and all that. That's a good point.
Occult energy detected.
But I mean, I can play the game just fine. The thing is, I just suck with a controller. Now I'm using a mouse and keyboard. That's why my gameplay improved significantly. I'm trying to get used to playing with a controller for years. It's been years since I've been trying that. I'm still failed, but yeah. That's something also to keep in mind. For a PC player, sometimes it's hard to jump from a gamepad, from a mouse and keyboard on shooters to a gamepad, even with the gyro controls. Yeah, the glory kill thing really bothers me. You can make one by jumping over the enemy and hitting the glory kill, but still, it's a weird omission. Let's see, here, if you jump over him, you basically get a glory kill. Jump on him and do the glory kill and you'll be fine, I guess. Sometimes I recognize the animation from the previous Doom games. Dashing. Oh, there's no dash. I'm a moron. Yep, I mean, I agree with you, stock images, man. 08. I mean, if I didn't make content nowadays, I wouldn't buy most games. I would be playing older games. Because first of all, they are cheap, and second of all, they run better. Generally. I have a shield. And I can use it, come on. Brain, embrace the shield. Dude, I paid $100 for this game. Oh, what am I doing with my life? We'll see if it was worth it in a few days, I guess. Activision never got the memo. Black Ops is still like $60. That's classic Activision. When I started the channel, well, a few years after starting the channel, I was doing the same that I'm doing on the Steam Deck, but on a graphics card on PC. And I still do it, but the thing is, I wanted to do every Call of Duty. And I was like, dude, how is this game still so expensive? I couldn't believe it. And I ended up buying them from key resellers when there was discounts, because they were expensive even on key resellers. It was kind of crazy. Yeah, Expedition 33 doesn't feel like a UE5 game. At least when it comes to how it runs. It looks kind of like a UE5 game though, but the fact that it's kind of an indie because of the size of the team, I guess. is pretty impressive. That says a lot about the industry. Oh yeah, 750 Ti on Black Ops 3. I still remember, instead of doing what I'm doing right now, the live streams while I investigate the performance, I did the video from scratch. So sometimes games release at 1 AM and I was like, okay, let's go. And I was on my own there testing the game to release a video. That's kind of a reason why I do streams now. Well, now, like, it's been like 5 years already of live streams. It makes more sense to analyze it with you guys. So we can come to conclusions together and you can see the testing methodology. So if you disagree about something, you can ask me in real time. Black Ops 2 Zombies on your Steam Deck? Oh yeah, I mean, it works. The thing is, buying the game at that price, yeah, it's crazy. They're playing with nostalgia there. But as you can probably notice, it does work. Just needs a lot of resolution sacrifice. And we need a better FPS gap, something from inside the game. To run on Steam Deck. Oh, sure. Give me 1 sec. So guys, what I did to run the game, I went to the preview channel. And if you see the patch notes on the preview channel, it says now Doom the Dark Ages works, something like that. So go into System, OS Update Channel Preview, and it will restart a few times. That's basically the beta version of an upcoming SteamOS version. And then you'll play the game just fine. The thing is, if you have deck key plugins or something like that installed, those might not work because it's a different OS version. So keep that in mind. Yep, exactly. Yeah, I mean, guys, if you have a Steam Deck, you're actually blessed if a game doesn't run properly, because you can play older games that are worth your time and just spend less money. I started enjoying games again due to the Steam Deck, just due to the fact that I actually sit and just play the game. Instead of sitting at a desk, I sit in, I don't know, a toilet. I can sit anywhere I like and play other things. No, I said preview, not beta. Preview. There is beta and there is preview, I think. Preview would be like less than beta, like even more new. Console quality of deck is truly the best for busy people. Exactly. I wouldn't say busy people, it's more like adults in general. Because if you're an adult, you probably have a job. And you arrive home and you're super tired after a full-time job, and you're like, man, I want to just sit down and play games. And this makes it easier. It's just, you can even put it to sleep and wake it up, and you don't have to go through the loading screens again and all that. It's where you left it. So I think that's my main reason to like the Steam Deck now. It's compatible with life. Oh, of course. I forgot the button. There we go. It was R. Can the game run on an SD card? It probably can, but I haven't tried it yet.
My father will need help. Infant, mobilize the Slayer's dragon.
Oh, here we go. This is the part.
Slayer's hunt now.
I think this was shown on the demo, the first demo of the game. I remember this map from trailers. Oof. Okay, this is when it gets harder for the Steam Deck. This is where the Steam Deck starts shitting itself, basically. It's not so bad so far. It's funny because the frame times are not perfect, not even close, at least with this FPS cap. But the frame times are better than on UE5 still. Despite this not being optimal, it still beats UE5 frame times. Although if I say that, the bar is already pretty low, right? Okay, so finally a challenge. So I think I already have thoughts on this. Yeah, let me beat this part. But when I started playing it, I was like, okay, there's no way this is going to be playable. And after some tweaks, we were actually able to do something about it. Required sacrifices, but that's kind of the point. What is Mango Hood? It's technically the on-screen stuff that I'm showing you there. The text on screen. But it can also be used to lock the frame rate. I use a command because the FPS lock from the Steam Deck hard locks the game to 15 FPS for some reason. That's the only thing that's weird. The solution for this would be that the devs put a frame rate cap in the game's options menu, and we should be good. That's the only reason. I'll show you the command in a moment. There we go. These two atoms. Maximum armor increased. This reminded me a lot of Revengeance when he grabs the heart and I can destroy that shield. Come on. Break you. Oops. Oh no, I'm good. Ooh. Yeah, the more I play the game, the more I'm enjoying the combat, by far. I'm really enjoying the gameplay of this. I'm just sad about the glory kills, that I have to jump to actually get them to trigger. Yeah, obviously. Doom Eternal looks significantly better than this on Steam Deck. I agree. I just say that this technically shouldn't be working like this. It should be much worse. Just due to the fact that it's mandatory ray tracing. But definitely Doom Eternal looks superior on Steam Deck than this game. Without a doubt. What's up with all those games requiring ray tracing to be on? It's called project managers wanting things done in a lower period of time. Because it's easier to put the light and make it throw rays and they bounce around, that they make the lighting, than paying an artist to build everything from scratch. Takes less time to do with ray tracing. And I don't blame them, it makes sense, it saves a lot of time. But at the same time, well, the hardware suffers.
Player is approaching the bridge to the Dragon's aviary.
Yeah, now, we're not ready to transition into RT, definitely. There's speed running through it. We're in the transition period. It's like when we started having 3D games, and people were like, but it looks better than 2D. And if you look at fighting games like, well, the Mortal Kombat, as an example. Mortal Kombat, when it transitioned into 3D, it looked like dog shit in comparison to 2D. Because motion capture, I guess. But the difference there is that now we already have almost photorealism without ray tracing, if the art is done correctly. So, I mean, it's not that we're getting a new dimension in. Again, those are just my thoughts, obviously. I don't know, I just feel it's shoehorned in, and not every game needs it. Yeah, Mortal Kombat 11 looks great. But in those cases, see for example a fighting game. In a fighting game you can avoid ray tracing all the way, no problem, if you're built in a fighting game, because you know that the camera will be placed looking at the side, so everything behind the camera that is behind you, it can go. So it just needs to be custom made for the game. And depending on what game you're building, you use different technology. Yeah, exactly. The thing is, if ray tracing is done, well, if non-ray tracing is done in a good way, if the art holds up, with ray tracing on, they need to do something very spectacular for you to notice. And that thing that is blurring the screen at the top, that's just the UI that has a weird background. Okay. Oof. It's weird to not be able to move super quickly. Yeah, Doom Eternal on Switch 1. Yeah, exactly. That's a perfect description for this. Of course, with more advanced lighting and all that, but if you look at it from the outside, it kinda looks like Doom Eternal on Switch. I agree. Yeah, exactly, Marcelo. The thing is, again, I don't think every game needs it right now. But hey, what can you do? So, I'm going to show you again the settings that I think make the most sense. Here, 600p. Then FOV 90 degrees. FSR Performance without frame gen, personal preference. Frame gen though has black screens in the middle, it's kind of weird. Doesn't seem to be working properly. If you have an OLED Steam Deck, HDR on. And then this, put everything on the lowest and specifically go to reflections and disable them. This even disables cube maps, which doesn't look amazing, but it helps. Yeah, you can even disable ambient occlusion if you want to. I think that's a little bit much though, but still. They allow you to do that. So yeah, something like that, make sure. And this is basically 300p. So it will be 340 by 200 internally. So yeah. Then locking the frame rate, it hard locked the game to 20 for some reason. Not sure what happened there. So I use this command to use Mango HUD to lock the frame rate. So thanks guys for copying and pasting this one on the chat, because I completely forgot about this command. So yeah, you put this command and it'll lock it to 30. But what I want them to add to the game is at least an FPS cap. If they add an FPS cap and find a way to use lower quality textures, I think it could be verified pretty easily. Doesn't mean that I like them verifying something like this. Oops. Because they did with Indiana Jones. But at the same time, considering how many UE5 games are verified, running and stuttering all over the place with ultra performance FSR, I think I'd rather have Doom the Dark Ages considered verified. I mean, if we use this system as a reference, we're fucked. But there's so many games. Oh, now Spider-Man 2 is verified again. Oof. I'll have to retest it then. It's okay. So yeah, I think it's probably going to be verified at some point. So yeah, and I'm not saying because I agree. I'm saying it because Valve can very easily say it's verified. Again, just they don't even need to add an FPS cap. There's big text. Let me show you what I mean by this. All functionality is accessible when using the default controller configuration. That works. The game shows Steam Deck controller icons. I don't know, but I think it does show controller icons all the time. In-game interface text is legible on Steam Deck. There's a UI button for a scale option for the UI in the menus and for the HUD, so you can make it way bigger. So that's there. And the default graphics configuration performs well on Steam Deck. By default, the game was on low at 600 and something p. It took the configuration from my PC for some reason. So technically speaking, it could be verified. So yeah. I think it is so big that they can actually make it happen. I'm pretty sure. Which is worse, Oblivion or this. I think Oblivion because of the stuttering. On Doom, yeah, the frame time is inconsistent, but it's not the stuttering that stops the game for a few seconds like on Oblivion. At least it's consistently doing that. Image quality is still pretty bad, but it's way better than Oblivion in that front. Yeah, without a doubt. There's no way Oblivion is verified and this one isn't. But again, I think it should be marked as quote-unquote playable, and that's it. That should do it. Yeah, some of you guys, I've seen many people talking about that. Talking about that the game doesn't launch for them. I'm seeing a lot of negative reviews talking about that. So apparently it's not a Steam Deck issue, it's a general problem. Okay, that's weird. They re-verified Spider-Man 2. Yeah, apparently, yeah. I don't know. I'll have to check it out myself. But yeah, that's it for now. I think it works. It works, it's playable. But it's 30 FPS at 300p. So it's very pixelated. You need to do a lot of sacrifices for this to be playable, but I was able to play the game, land shots, whatever. I wouldn't recommend it on Steam Deck, but if it's your only choice to play the game, sure, why not? I think the best solution for this is either to use cloud gaming with Game Pass on Steam Deck, install Windows on your Steam Deck, and use the Game Pass Xbox app when the game releases in a couple days. Or if you have an Xbox Series S, stream your Series S to your Steam Deck in your local network, and it will look way better. It will be way more stable. You'll have some input lag, but it will be a way better experience than this. Yeah, it's basically the 90s Doom, but with a different shield. In my opinion, what you should be doing is go into your library, download Doom 2016 and download Doom Eternal and wait for the Steam Deck 2 to drop or something. This game will probably be $10 at that point. I paid $100 to play this, so... but that's because I had to make content as soon as possible. But I think, again, the best way to do it is either Game Pass on the cloud, Windows on the Steam Deck with Game Pass, which will be a local thing that should work similar to this, or stream your PC or console to your Steam Deck. That's basically it. Because it's super expensive, the game. It crashes on many PCs, apparently, for what I've been seeing in the reviews. And at the same time, it's on Game Pass, so why would you pay $100 or, well, $70 if you're playing the standard edition, if you can just pay a 1-month subscription, play the game, finish it, and be done with it? That's kind of my conundrum around this. Yeah, wait for a Steam sale. When we're going to be able to play this portably with the native resolution or something like that, this game will be like $10. I mean, I think there's no reason to play this right now if you have a Steam Deck. If your only machine is a Steam Deck, ignore it. I mean, that's my thoughts, obviously. But mark my words, I'm pretty sure Valve in a few months is going to make it verified. I'm pretty sure. Because they have the things that make a game verified are here. It just needs a couple tweaks here and there. But again, the things that are mentioned here, I mean, the game says 30 FPS, so that's good enough. The text is big enough, the controller icons are correct, and the default controller configuration works out of the box. So there's no reason, if you look at that list, for it to not be verified. It might be 300p, but UE5 games are verified, so yeah. Looks like an oil painting with shaky frame pacing. Looks verified enough. Exactly. I was there. So yeah, those are my thoughts, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Super excited to play it. Finally did. Some things disappointed me about the game itself. When it comes to performance, I was expecting garbage, and well, what I got is at least 30 FPS if you don't mind playing at 300p. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Once this is verified, I'll probably be back complaining about it in a video. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see ya next time. Bye guys. See ya next time on another Steam Deck video. Thanks guys. Hope you enjoyed. See ya.